Hello there, this is your Morning Glory Oracle and I am Penelope Seagull, also known as Lone Peep. First we're going to start with a little bit of smudge. I'm using sage today. I also like to use cedar. There's a few different trees and herbs that work really well, and cedar is one of my favorites, especially a mix of cedar and sage. This one is just sage right now. So just focus on your intention and on releasing anything that's unwanted right now, anything that's not welcome. Good. Take a deep breath in. And then as you exhale, just relax your whole body. Relax your shoulders. Relax your belly, relax your legs and your feet. Just gonna leave that burning there to send up our prayers to spirit. Okay, so breathing into your intention or your inquiry today. That can be an open inquiry, like what does the message have for me today? Or it can be something like an issue that you're working on. It can be something troublesome, or it can be something that you're just curious about, like how is this going to go today, or what strength and support can I use today for my family situation, my relationship situation, my job, a change that's happening in my life. Okay, so once you have your intention, just breathe it up into your head. Now let it float there and swirl around in your mind space, really getting a hold of it with your mind space. And then breathe in and settle it down into your heart. So feeling the intention, feeling the inquiry in your heart space. You might want to place your hand on your heart too. And breathing in, exhaling it all the way down to your belly. And you can put your hand on your belly if you like. Feeling it into your belly, your low pelvis. You can rock your hips a little bit if that feels good, to let it sit there in the seat of your being. And then breathing in and letting it sweep down into your legs, all the way down into your feet, rooting your intention, rooting your inquiry right here on this little piece of the earth where you're sitting right now. Imagine your inquiry growing roots. Okay, so these are the cards, animal cards and the Morgan Greer tarot deck. That's what I'm working with right now. You can send your intention into these cards too if you like. We'll go with the animal medicine first. What does this animal have to teach me today about whatever situation? Okay. Somewhere over here. There we go. Wow, it's the buffalo. I was just traveling through Oklahoma a few weeks ago, and the buffalo used to be very prevalent on the fields in the Midwest and the southern prairies. So it's very, very interesting medicine. This is abundance medicine, pure abundance and generosity. Let's see what the tarot says first before we go into that. If you hear noises, it's because there's a dog playing on the deck around me. She's having a good morning. Okay, and let's see. Which tarot card is serving my inquiry today? Yeah, right here. This one. We got the Magician again. Wow. So I find it interesting because these messages are equally for me and themes that I have going on in my life. I'm particularly focusing on your inquiries today, but They always come out for me as well. So this is a Major Arcana card, which means you're dealing, it's a big life attitude or situation, big life theme. This is something that you're working on right now that will affect the rest of your life. It's not just a short cyclical thing like 3 or 6 months or even a year. This is something that you really need to take into your being as a life lesson. And when we put these two together, so we've got the Magician, which is activation and creation. You've got everything at your disposal. All you need to do is act. You need to make a choice, and you need to act and do what you want to do and what you want to create. The Magician has the infinity sign above his head, like everything is available. He's got all the elements, air, water, earth and fire, and the cups and the pentacles and the swords and the wands. So he's got everything. He's channeling spirit, and he's in a very powerful place to make something happen. But nothing will happen if he doesn't act. If he doesn't actually put these things together, they will still just stay elemental. And then when we have the buffalo with the generosity coming in here, the abundance. The buffalo is an animal, obviously it's huge, and it used to be used for everything. Every part of the buffalo could be used. So, you know, killing and harvesting a buffalo was a lot of work. It was a community celebration for the First Nations people. There would be whole gatherings around buffalo hunting and killing and harvesting, and they would take everything. They'd use all the bones, all the sinews, the meat, the fur. It was like a major, it was like, I hate to say it, this is terrible, but it was the Walmart of nature. Like, you could go in and get anything. Not cheap and not horrible for the environment, obviously. So the lesson of buffalo is to remember to be grateful for the abundance that we have, and also to do the actions to gain the abundance that's out there. Buffalo hunting was a major endeavor. People would get killed. They would hunt during the buffalo stampedes. I'm not saying this as any kind of First Nations expert, so don't quote me, but just from what I know from studying the First Nations in Canada and knowing just a little bit about some of the ways that they would hunt buffalo. They would have these massive gatherings, and they would corral the buffalo, and they would stampede them, so they would run over a cliff. This was a major endeavor. There were other ways that they would hunt them as well, and they were very big, powerful animals. They were very protective of their young, and not an easy animal to harvest. So this abundance doesn't come for nothing. This is not actually a Walmart, because Walmart is just cheap, This is not cheap abundance. This is abundance you have to work for. So putting these cards together, it's like, get your idea and whatever you want to do. Notice the abundance that's out there. There is abundance out there for you in whatever situation you're working with right now. And take action to gain that abundance. So, if it's a relationship thing that you're working on, just know that you have a lot of power in this situation, and there is abundance available to you, but you're going to have to do the work. So, and if it's to do with your job or making a change in your work, then you have everything you need, and you do have the resources, and they're all available. This is like resourcefulness right here. You need to be resourceful. You need to set up what you want and go for it, and use the resources that are available to you. So if you have a mentor, if you have a coach, or you have abilities to find support, you have to go out and get it. It's not going to fall into your lap. You've got to do the work, you've got to hunt it down, and you've got to harvest it, and you've got to use all of it and be grateful for it. So nothing's going to happen without effort and action, but it is all there. It's a beautiful reading. It's really giving you a lot of power to go for what you need in the situation that you're working with right now. So thank you very much for joining with me today. I do offer personal medicine sessions with tarot and breathing and guided meditation to help you get a little deeper into whatever issues you're working with. It can be very healing to sit for an hour with me online and just have a little reflection moment and dig deeper into some of the things that you are inquiring about right now in your spirit. I'm Lone Peep, also known as Penelope Seagull. Thank you so much for joining me, and I'll see you tomorrow.